Tonight, the Department of Environment is warning the public to be cautious when feeding animals in the wild. It comes after a tourist was treated for wounds following contact with a barracuda last week. Cayman 27 Seafood Russell Jr. has the story.
We do see increased levels of aggression towards humans, either deliberate or accidentally, when you are in these fish feeding environments.
That's why Department of Environment Deputy Director Tim Austin is urging the public to be aware of their surroundings. He says last week's incident in which an American visitor was struck by a barracuda at Stingray City speaks to that.
But there were jacks and other fish in the area, and the barracuda was reportedly chasing those jacks to feed, and unfortunately struck the gentleman rather than the fish.
While Stingray City is home to wildlife encounters, Mr. Austin says when it comes to feeding, public safety is an important consideration.
The DOE has worked really hard to try to limit the amount of fish feeding, the interaction with wild animals that goes on around the island, because it's very well known that as soon as you start interacting with wild animals, feeding them, that aggressive behavior develops.
So what do you do if you encounter a barracuda?
If they do seem to be swimming around you and getting a little closer for comfort, just take your time, exit the water and wait for it to pass. If you are fish feeding, immediately stop that.
Besides bait and small fish, Mr. Austin says other things can catch the attention of the barracuda.
A flash of silver indicates a fish that's injured or running, so they'll strike that. So people with shiny jewelry.
Mr. Austin says based on his research, the barracuda that struck the tourist was not a regular visitor to the sandbar. Seafood Russell, Cayman 27.
Mr. Austin says the barracuda's threat to humans is considered very high. And if you want to learn more about the barracuda visit, Cayman27.ky.